Hi everyone, welcome back to my YouTube channel. If you're new here, I'm so happy to meet you. If not, then welcome back. As always, give this video a big thumbs up, subscribe to my YouTube channel and turn on your notifications bell and you'll get notified each time I have a new upload. I will also leave my Instagram, TikTok and Twitter details in the description box below if you want to follow me over there. Also, if you want to get involved in the conversation, then please comment down below. Keep comments kind and respectful and feel free to share your thoughts or your own stories, etc. As you can tell by the title of today's video, I wanted to talk about my experience of fatigue. It's something I've probably mentioned a couple of times, but I've never delved deep into that. And I know that a lot of people watching this right now probably suffer with fatigue for a number of reasons. For myself, it's linked with medication that I take, and it's also linked with fibromyalgia, and I think I would say it's also linked with autistic burnout as well. I've been suffering with fatigue for years. I can honestly say it is extremely debilitating and it is really hard. Like I always say, fatigue it's the hardest part of fibromyalgia, of epilepsy, of anything. The fatigue is the worst. When I was in college, there was mornings where I couldn't get out of bed to go to class. Like there was mornings where I just couldn't get out of bed, and I still experience that now. For example, let's say I have a day where I'm going to do something, like I'm going to Dublin, I'm going shopping, whatever the case may be. The day before, I know that I need to rest. And the day after, I am going to be so tired. I am going to be absolutely whacked. And I know that I'm going to need extra rest. Another thing is, I do think can be a little bit of guilt with it, and also a little bit of shame, because people say, oh, you can't still be tired, you're after having, you know, like a 10-hour sleep at night or whatever, or why are you having a nap every day, you know, and things like that. And that can be really, it can be quite frustrating when people say that, because I think that people don't understand what fatigue is like. That I think sometimes people think you're being lazy, which is definitely not the case, because I would not consider myself a lazy person. For example, this week I was meant to record this video. I think I had planned to do it on Tuesday, and I was just Monday and Tuesday, I did not have the energy to record anything. I didn't even have the energy to wash my hair, and that is the reality of it. And I suppose when I come onto my channel and do my videos, I have, like, you know, my hair done, my makeup done or whatever, and I never want people to think that that's what I'm like all the time, because it's definitely not. Like, I will record this video and later on I am going to go for a nap, and I do think that, and I'm sure people can relate to this, you do feel guilty going for a nap, and you do feel like people think that you're taking the mick sort of thing, where in reality chronic fatigue is such a serious thing. And I do think that it can be hard to make people understand that. And I think that I would love to hear your stories in the comments down below if you've had similar issues to me. If you have any tips or advice, then that would be fantastic. I myself have, every doctor I've ever seen, for any reason whatsoever, I mention fatigue, and I always ask them, is there anything I can do? I've had blood tests numerous times. I have to have them regularly anyway, but I've checked like vitamin levels, iron. I have had everything checked and they're all perfect, which is obviously fantastic. Like, I'm not complaining about things coming back perfect. Obviously that's really good, but sometimes you kind of think if something came back that you were lacking in, at least you could fix that. But if people do have tips or advice, then do share them. Or even if you just want to share your story, because I do feel like hearing other people talk about fatigue and how it affects their daily life does make you feel a little bit less alone. Like, I can't do what other people my age can do. Like, I can't work a 9-to-5 job. I can't go out every weekend. I can't stay up really late at night and still be fine the next day. Like, I go to bed generally quite early. I get quite a long sleep. But yet, I will get up the next day and I will still feel tired. And I think that's the hardest part, is that you never feel rested. Like, very rarely I will actually get up and feel, wow, I feel so rested and ready for the day. Like, sometimes when I wake up in the morning and get up, I'm thinking I can't wait to go back to bed. And I do think that it affects your daily life. Like, fatigue affects your daily life. And I know that for me, it was a huge issue when I was in college, because being able to get up in the morning was really hard. I remember one day I had like a morning class, went to that, managed to make it to it. And then I came home and I had like a couple of hours gap, I think, before the next one. And I went to bed for an hour. That hour turned into 6 hours and I missed my class. Do you know what I mean? Just, you know, to give people an idea here of how bad fatigue can be. I do think that it's worse at certain times. Like, for example, the link it has with fibromyalgia. If there is a flare-up of fibromyalgia, then I do think the fatigue can get worse as well. So it can be worse at different times. I think that, like, I'd love to say I have some huge advice for people out there with fatigue, or something that I could say that if you try this, your fatigue is going to be gone. Unfortunately, I don't have that answer. What I can say, and my only advice, is know your own body. If you need to rest, you need to rest. If your body is saying to you, you need rest, then you need rest. And don't feel guilty, because people can make you feel guilty and can make you feel like, why are you going for a nap? Like, you're not a baby. But if you need that nap, if you need that rest, you need that. And don't feel guilty. And if people in your life don't understand it, then maybe show them this video. And I'm sure there are lots of other people out there talking about this as well, because it is such a real issue. As I said, for me, it's linked with the fibromyalgia. Medication, I take medication for epilepsy, it's linked with that. I also think autistic burnout is a factor as well. I might do a video solely on autistic burnout, but it is definitely a factor. So I kind of have those 3 things going on, and that's what I find has a huge effect on me when it comes to fatigue. This has probably been a rant about fatigue. But I hope that people out there who don't have fatigue might understand a little bit more just how difficult fatigue is, and just how huge of an effect it can have on someone's daily life. And I hope for people out there who do struggle with fatigue, that watching this video, you don't feel so alone, and you also feel like in the comments down below, if you want to share your story or offload a little bit, then do get involved. And I hope that you have enjoyed today's video. As always, thank you for watching, and I shall see you very soon in the next video.